everybody, I'm Trudy from One Grounded Angel. This is the weekly angel card reading for the week beginning Monday, July the 11th to July the 15th, 2016, which is a Friday. I do the weekends separately on my social media accounts, my Instagram and my Facebook. Don't want to make the video too long, so I don't do them as part of my weekly YouTube video. So there's a lot of fear and sadness in the world right now based around recent events, and a sense of despair and futility as well. And so this is a time we really need to pull together and to remember the strength that comes from togetherness and from love, which is the one true thing that we can count on, even though we can't count on or can't account for other people's pain and their actions as a result of that. But we always have the universe with us and the angels. And the angels are messengers of the universe. So we don't worship the angels, we just use them as guides and guardians. So they're here to offer support. So let's see what they have to tell us this week, starting from Monday the 11th. So shuffling the cards. So take as long as it takes. Ooh, here we go. Okay, Sudis, bodies of water. Spend time near water such as a lake, river or the ocean to recharge your batteries. Now water is about emotions, so I know I've talked about this a lot, but being around water is really helpful when you're emotional, because emotions are an energy and we need it to flow. And water flows when it's healthy. You know what happens to water when it's stagnant? It grows bacterial and it becomes unhygienic. And so we want our emotions to flow. Of course, it's perfectly normal to have negative emotions. We don't want to hold on to them. We want to let them go. So this bodies of water is about remembering that water is our source. It's what gives us our life force and nourishes us. So it's also about cleansing. Water, as you know from ancient rituals, is used to cleanse. I'm from New Zealand, and the local Māori people, it's a tradition when you leave a cemetery that you wash your hands and you throw water over your shoulder. That's cleansing away the spirits and the energies that may have attached to you during that visit, which is symbolic, but also it's really good, has a practical sort of application as well, in that it reminds you to let things go. So it may not, it's a Monday this card is for, so you may be thinking, oh, I'm at work, I don't have time to go off and visit, to chase waterfalls, to quote TLC, but there may be ways that you can work with this. Simply drinking more water. It's winter here in this part of the world in Australia, so we get a bit slack about drinking water here, but we need it more. Just because it's winter and it's a little cold doesn't mean we don't need it. Making sure you're well hydrated is part of this, but if you can be around water, that would be hugely helpful for you. So that's Monday. Looking ahead to Tuesday the 12th. Just going to shuffle again. Card didn't really jump out, but I grabbed it thinking it was that, and then I'm like, no, actually that doesn't feel right. It's all about your intuition, and the law of attraction means the right card always comes up, but sometimes I'm a little bit too eager. Well, here we go. This one's actually jumped out, so I have a better feeling about this. The throat chakra. So that's the chakras are energy centers located in our auric field, which is just outside the body. It's like a center of energy. So we want our life force, our prana, our kundalini to be flowing freely through that. But it gets blocked at certain points. That's symbolic of what's going on. The throat chakra is around the throat, obviously, and it's about communication. Not just spoken, but also it can be written as well. So this comes up for people who are struggling to express themselves. So maybe it could be that you are in a difficulty, where am I going with this? You're maybe at work, you're wanting to ask for a promotion, and you're struggling to kind of back yourself and to express your desire to your boss. It may be just everyday life. Perhaps you're in a relationship where you don't feel like you're being heard, and that could be partly because you're not expressing yourself. It could be that you're with someone who's just not listening. So it's about communication, and making sure that you have the climate where you can express yourself and you're not afraid of what the answers might be, because sometimes that's what holds us back from communicating clearly, because we don't trust that we'll be heard, we'll be supported, and that we'll be encouraged. So try and look to where communication is an issue for you, and whether you're expressing yourself clearly in everyday situations. If there is something deeper going on, you've got a history of perhaps you're a bit of a doormat, or perhaps when energy is excessive, when it's recessive, you can be doormat, you can sort of struggle to express yourself. When you've got too much energy and it's also blocked for that reason, you're the type of person that can interrupt people, who takes over conversations, the hijacking type. You don't listen to people, you jump in, all that sort of thing, and you sort of force your opinions on other people. That's very unhealthy, because we need to let people stand in their own truth and to be able to express that, even if we don't agree with it. But if you're so eager to be seen, you've got a fear of being missed, or that there's not enough for you, and you feel like you need to keep jumping in to be seen and be noticed, and to have attention on you so you can get what you need. That's a really unhealthy sort of position to be in. So it may be a sign that you need to do some deeper work around that. As you know, I'm a huge advocate for Reiki, because I'm a Reiki practitioner. Kinesiology, also can't speak highly enough of Kundalini yoga, really great for opening up the chakras. So Wednesday the 13th. Family harmony. Families, aren't they fun? It's normal to have conflicts and tensions in families. However, what they're saying here is that some of you are involved in specific situations and tensions at the moment, and there's two things going on here. The card can be a sign that things are going to get easier for you. There's going to be a lightening up, which I'm sure is a relief to you. And it can also be for those of you who need to actually step up to resolve the conflict. And by step up, I don't mean boss people around and force your opinion on people. It may be that you need to actually step back and foster some acceptance of different opinions, and understand that just because you have different opinions doesn't necessarily mean that there's a lack of love there, and it's actually okay perhaps to have that conflict and those differences of opinions. What matters is that you still love each other, and I know there are people who are estranged from their families, and that's okay. If you've made a decision that you can't be around your family because it's unhealthy, this card is not saying that you should override that. That's your decision to make, and everybody's situation is different. So you need to see this within the context of what's true for you. The fact is that families just don't always work together, and that's okay. As long you've got to do what makes you feel, what allows you to thrive and be healthy, and to be yourself. And if your family inhibits you from doing that, then I can understand why you would want to step away from that. However, if you're in a family where you still feel like there is that base of love and support, and you've got a healthy dynamic, but you are going through a tension at the moment, you're being challenged here to figure out how you can address that. And it might be about doing nothing as opposed to doing something, about an emotional kind of climate that you need to reach within your own mind, which has repercussion sounds negative, but it has an effect on everyone else. That's what I'm trying to say, because the energy that you bring to the table does influence other people. So Thursday, now this is a new card deck. I'm not very familiar with these, so I might need to take my time in tuning in. It's one's just jumped out. I'll show you the cover. It's the Archangel Oracle cards. I know lots of you who are light workers are probably very familiar with these. 2004, so they're quite old, but they're really beautiful. And this one is no exception. Clear your space, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use Feng Shui. Feng Shui, I think I said that wrong, sorry. So a lot of people will know that when they do a clear out their wardrobe, for example, how much lighter they actually feel. It kind of doesn't make sense because it's just stuff. You're getting rid of it. Why would that be so helpful for you? But it does make you feel lighter, and it makes you feel more in control of your life. Now, as we know, we're not really that in control of our lives, but it helps to to have a sense that we do have something in order. If you're really stressed out and it feels like everything's falling apart, if you come home and there's a pile of paper and books on the dining room table and the rubbish bin is overflowing and the dishes need to be done, that is going to take a toll. It's going to make you feel worse about your situation. So having your house in order is hugely helpful to your emotional well-being. So I can't say that enough. I know that's my project today because I just feel completely, because it's been raining here for the last few days. It's been closed up. The house feels, there's a heaviness in my house and I want to clear that. It's partly why I'm burning candles in the background, you might have noticed. And we have some sun today. I've got the windows open just to get some airflow. So it's about your space. Your space is indicative of your emotional space and health. So you've probably heard that saying that a cluttered desk is a cluttered mind, or an empty desk is an empty mind, maybe. And there is some truth in that. If you're cluttered, that speaks to what's going on within you, and you can have an effect on that by doing a clean out. So a cool thing that I tell people to do quite often is when you're cleaning out clutter and junk, say to the universe, I am clearing out stuff. I am making room for the new, because the universe really loves symbolic gestures. So if you make it very clear, I'm getting rid of the old stuff and I'm making space for the new blessings, that's very clear to the universe that you are ready for what happens next, and it will respond to that energy. Now Friday the 15th of July. Change in direction. Now, change is a part of life, as we know, and it's normal to be afraid of changes when they're happening. And so this card tells us that those changes are divinely guided, and that it's safe for you to move forward and to embrace the changes. Yeah, they're emphasizing the word protection. It's safe for you to move forward in this new direction. It's safe for you to embrace the changes that are happening. We're afraid of the unfamiliar. That's kind of human nature, but try and challenge that. Your willingness to embrace change and to look for new opportunities that come up within those new situations will be hugely helpful to you. They'll give you a clearer head. If you can open your heart and embrace the new, that's going to make room for more blessings to come to you. So try not to recoil or to resist change and try and cling to the old, because that is not it's not going to help you. And we have to be open to change, and even things that don't seem on the surface like they're actually positive, there are always positives within them, and it's often not until we look back that we can identify just how positive it actually was. We need to step forward into the light and have an open heart and have our hands open to embrace what we can actually grab onto, and to make our own, and to shape into something that's good for us and for the people around us. So looking ahead, what's come up, there's quite a variety of messages here. There's a lot about our environment, I guess, in terms of making sure, trying to get around water to clear our emotions and to cleanse, and which sort of is in line with that clearing your space message we got. Communication and trying to remove blocks to that, which is quite appropriate given we've also got family harmony, and as we know, communication is what underlies a healthy relationship and a healthy family dynamic. So and sometimes we misuse communication because we're afraid, and so we say things that we don't actually mean, or that are hurtful. We can go on the attack instead of just being open to what people are saying and not taking it personally. So really watch your communication in those situations. and change in direction towards the weekend. They're saying more information is going to come to light about that as we go forward. So it looks like that may be a theme that emerges later on, but it's helpful to know about it now so we can be open to that change. So as per usual, I will be posting each card on my Instagram account every day, giving a little more detail there as well, and on my Facebook page as well. It's at One Grounded Angel. You can find how to contact me there if you'd like to book a personal reading or if you'd like more information. And what else do I need to say? You can subscribe if you want as well on YouTube, and that way you'll know when my videos go up. But it's usually Sunday afternoon or night Australian time, so for the week ahead. But I guess I know I've got a lot of followers in the US and Canada, so I guess it's probably more like Saturday overnight for you that it would come through. But I think it's helpful to have these messages in advance. That's why I do it on Sunday before the week. We get an overview of what to expect, and we can kind of help set our mindset in the right place as we go forward. That's it from me. Have an amazing week, and I look forward to doing another reading for you next weekend for the week ahead. And you know where to find me if you have any issues or want some more information. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.